Now and new at 6, a very special program returning for another year. We'll have the details on how you can participate. Plus a haunted house coming to the Silver Valley. We'll have the who, what, when, and where. And Makenna America is working on that 7-day forecast.
John, we won't be seeing these sunny skies for too much longer. We have rain in our forecast. I'll explain coming up.
Channel 3 News at 6 begins right after this.
This newscast is brought to you by Ellen Masterson for Shoshone County Treasurer.
Broadcasting from the Channel 3 studio in downtown Wallace, this is Channel 3 News at 6.
Good evening and thank you for tuning in tonight. I'm John Webb. Tonight we begin with some very devastating news out of Rathdrum. Just after 1 p.m. on the 16th, the Idaho State Police responded to a fatal crash near Chase Road. Osborne resident Brady McPhail was traveling eastbound when his car went into the westbound lane. McPhail struck 55-year-old Lonnie Mann of Nebraska. Mann was transported to the Kootenai Medical Center in Coeur d'Alene with non-life-threatening injuries. McPhail was not wearing his seatbelt at the time of the crash, and unfortunately, he was pronounced deceased on scene. A vigil was held at the Wallace Junior-Senior High School on October 18th, and quite a few people showed up to pay their respects. A line of people surrounded the entire front lawn. McPhail was a Wallace High alum, and all of us here at Channel 3 would like to extend our thoughts and prayers to the McPhail family. The Osborne Police Department is continuing their annual Shop with a Cop program. It's an event filled with shopping, movies, and gift wrapping.
So what we do is we take kindergarten through 6th grade. The idea isn't so much that we want to go out and buy a bunch of gifts for the kids and that type of thing. The experience we want them to have is the interaction with law enforcement. We take underprivileged kids that say have the family has some kind of economical restrictions or something along those lines, or some disabilities. Those are our first choices.
Chief Broughton tells us that they try to include everyone if the funds are available.
You know, we'll collect as much donation as we can. That way we can assure or try to ensure that we are able to include all the kids.
Last year, because of the generous donations, they were able to take 72 children from the Silver Valley shopping, gift wrapping, to a pizza dinner, to the movies, and even a visit with Santa. Applications will be accepted from November 1st through the 30th, and the big day will be on December 16th.
I appreciate all the public support, the business support, the individual support that we've had in the past years with the program, and look forward to expanding the program and seeing what we can do again this year.
If you'd like to make a donation, just stop by the Osborne City Hall or the police department. Well, Halloween is right around the corner, and our reporter Kinley Fry has the details on the Silver Valley Haunted House. Ken?
Thanks, John. Wallace's Junior High Student Council is putting on a haunted house for the spooky month of October. This will take place in the old Wallace Gymnasium. I interviewed Callie Davis, ASB Vice President and leader of the committee.
It's going to be pretty scary. We wouldn't recommend small kids coming, but junior high and high school are all welcome.
It will be on October 13th from 7 to 9 p.m., and the anticipation at the Wallace High School is great. According to the Wallace Student Council Facebook page, over 150 are interested. Reporting in the Channel 3 studio, I'm Kinley Fry.
Ken, thank you. Mason Chafee is reporting in the Channel 3 studio, where he has more information on Wallace's Red Ribbon Week. Mason, good evening.
Wallace High School's Red Ribbon Week is coming up starting October 22nd and going to the 26th. During Red Ribbon Week, they will talk about a new topic every day to help spread awareness, says Skylar Hill, a class officer at Wallace.
I do think Red Ribbon Week helps spread awareness because we talk about something different every day. We have assemblies where we talk about each topic that we're doing or we're talking about this week.
Red ribbons with compliments will be placed on the stairs for each student. There will be an assembly Friday the 26th. Reporting from the Channel 3 studio, I'm Mason Chafee.
Mason, thank you. Beginning October 21st, you'll no longer need a burning permit. The Idaho Department of Lands retracted the burn permit amid wetter conditions. However, if you still plan to burn, you're advised to check with the DEQ or your local fire district. Other local permits may still be in place. IDL says 80% of the wildfires in Idaho this year were human-caused. A Silverton man believes that a fire that broke out in his pickup truck was caused by an animal nest. Shoshone County Fire District Number 1 responded up Revenue Gulch on the 5th for a multi-vehicle fire. As crews were traveling, the fire spread from the pickup truck to the nearby camp trailer. Once crews arrived on scene, they died the flames down in order to enter the camp trailer. Thankfully, the fire did not spread inside of the camper. However, heavy smoke damage was reported. The owner drove the vehicle into town that day, and he believes that the exhaust ignited the nest. We'll be right back.
It's that time of year where the weather is changing and we need to slow down and increase our following and stopping distances. Before you know it, ice and snow will be here. Researchers and statisticians in the U.S. found that 24% of all crashes occurred during adverse weather conditions, including ice, snow, and rain. Travel conditions can change from mile to mile and minute to minute. Here's a winter driving safety tip. The first storm is the worst. That's because you've forgotten the winter driving skills you developed last winter. Remember, speed limits are for when pavement is clear and dry. Best advice, ice and snow, take it slow. This message is brought to you by the Shoshone County Sheriff's Office.
This edition of the news is brought to you by Ellen Masterson for Shoshone County Treasurer.
We're heading into a cold spill, and our Makenna America is standing by over in the Weather Command Center. Makenna?
Thanks, John. Looking at the Doppler radar, you see showers south of Wallace in the Grangeville area. Cloud coverage is still taking up most of the region. Now looking at our 7-day forecast, it is looking beautiful with Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday being sunny, but on Friday and Saturday we have a possible chance of showers. Back to you, John.
Makenna, thank you. Idaho will owe about $20 million in firefighting costs for the 2018 wildfire season. Officials with the Idaho Department of Lands told the Idaho Land Board on Tuesday that this year's wildfire season is below the 20-year average for acres burned and number of fires. But officials say 202 wildfires in Idaho were caused by humans, while just 56 were caused by lightning. Idaho lawmakers earlier this year set aside $20 million to pay for that wildfire season. Officials say they expect a season-ending event sometime this month as the weather turns colder. Also in state news tonight, a top Idaho wildlife official has resigned amid outrage over a photo of him posing with a baboon family he killed during a hunting trip to Africa. Idaho Fish and Game Commissioner Blake Fisher sent in his letter of recommendation after friends and colleagues sent the image out to the public. Their response has not been positive. Even longtime hunters were not impressed with his judgment. His letter of resignation was accepted by Governor Butch Otter, and he says that his office has already received several applications to fill the open commission seat, but had no timeline for naming a new commissioner. In the good news tonight, a mistake led to a massive windfall for an Indiana couple. Herbie Shehorn accidentally ended up with $10 worth of Cash 5 tickets when he meant to buy $10 worth of Mega Million tickets. Lucky for him, it was a mistake that made him and his wife Corey rich beyond their wildest dreams. Shehorn told WHAS 11, "The next morning I went into the Quick Stop store and said, 'I'm sure glad you screwed up.'" Well, they ended up winning $703,000, which is $588,000 before taxes. Now with the money, they plan to renovate their house and save the other half. Very smart. That's tonight's 6 o'clock news. I'm John Webb. Have a great evening.